As power networks evolve to handle rising complexity, virtualization is emerging as a smarter way to build flexible and future-ready grids.
This is Powering the Future, a podcast series brought to you by Smart Grid Forums. One planet, one power grid.
Joining us is Ali Karademir, co-founder and CEO of Eutoenergy. He'll explain how their solution is redefining grid protection and automation. Hi, Ali. Great to have you on the podcast today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you, Mandana. I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic. Well, Ali, before we get into the conversation, it would be good to have a quick overview of your role at Eutoenergy and what some of your priorities are right now.
Yeah, thank you very much. I am co-founder and CEO at Eutoenergy. Personally, I have quite actually technical background, computer and telecommunications engineer coming from protection and control systems in the distribution and transmission networks. And today at Eutoenergy, we are working on making those systems software-defined, virtualized.
Now, for those who are new to Eutoenergy, what's your solution about broadly?
Yeah, as I told before, it's focusing on making the systems, electricity grids, energy networks, more intelligent, more flexible, more adaptive with software-centric approach from communication to protection, control, automation layers. We have a suite of solutions, software-centric solutions that are running in a combination of edge, substation, and central system-wide intelligence to make the systems more flexible, to increase the overall grid utilization, and also significantly decreasing the overall cost.
Now, virtualization is a big buzzword at the moment. How do you define it in the grid context overall?
Yeah, actually, we approached virtualization in the electricity grids from mainly two aspects. First, it's maybe the most obvious one, since it's software, which is replacing tens of hardware per substation. It significantly simplifies the overall operation and dramatically costs the overall reduction. From installation to commissioning, testing, maintenance, overall operation with less hardware, less infrastructure, less cabling, and maybe the most importantly, needing less technical personnel, which is the main limitation for grid expansion. These projects are taking lots of years, very big projects and very costly. And the grid operators are under pressure to install new substations, thousands of new substations. But this hardware dependency of these traditional systems is really a limiting factor. So the obvious solution, obvious benefit is from this perspective. And the second is increasing the utilization with more flexibility, intelligence, and adaptiveness. Because this is software in the end, and it's a living platform. All the time, the intelligence layer can be upgraded, updated with the changing grid dynamics. These techniques and this approach allows us a living, predictive, and flexible grid operations possible.
Right, okay. And your flagship solution, vPAC, it's getting lots of attention at the moment, isn't it? At what stage is it, and how does it change the way that protection and automation systems work?
Yeah, virtualization can happen in different layers, but the most critical part is because of its requirements in terms of time sensitivity, reliability, of course, the protection, automation, and control layer. vPAC is virtualized protection, automation, and control. And we are having a very comprehensive solution today, which is one of the most mature products in the market. And some of the leading utilities are already testing us. We are piloting our solution. And why it's critical? Because these are the autonomous kind of brains which are detecting faults autonomously in a few milliseconds and protecting the system, or making some predictive decisions and taking actions autonomously. So this automation, together with the intelligence layer, is allowing us to operate our electricity grids more efficiently, to use our existing technical infrastructure again more efficiently, increase the overall grid utilization, and also with the software-centric approach, of course, enabling the grid expansion projects in faster and less costly. So in the protection and control layer domain, we have deployed our solution in terms of our stage. We have deployed our solution in all major platforms, hardware platforms, substation-grade hardware platforms, also hypervisor operating system platforms as a fully virtualized version. It is capable of running in the required time sensitivity, reliability, and functional levels.
How does this address some of the key issues that utilities are facing right now, like congestion management, for example? Are there clear benefits for a complexity such as that?
Yeah. The congestion is maybe the number one problem. We are based in the Netherlands, so the grids are almost full almost all the time. So the grid operators are under pressure to use the existing infrastructure today more efficiently, utilize more, use better, and also running these expansion projects, grid expansion projects, installing new substation projects to expand the overall capacity, because the electrification is increasing dramatically. So from utilization point of view, today, maybe 50% of the technical infrastructure is not able to utilize efficiently because of those inefficient, static, inflexible, fixed, hardware dependent functionality. So the software centric approach allows us to integrate a strong intelligence layer on top of the fixed automation, fixed, reliable, time sensitive automation, and enables us to converge IT world of data with the OT world of physical assets operation. And the second benefit, again, from the congestion point of view, of course, in the end, grid operators needs to install new cables, new substations to expand the overall capacity. So these projects are billions of dollars projects, euros project, and taking lots of years. Because of that, tens of thousands of companies are waiting for connection only in the Netherlands. Maybe these waiting times are going up to 10 years, a huge impact here. So this software-centric approach allows us, again, as I said in the beginning, less infrastructure, less hardware, and always living platform to respond to meet new challenges, new dynamics coming from the new type of grid, especially with, for example, renewable integration.
Right, okay. And finally, one of the key issues at the top of utilities' mind is avoiding vendor lock in and ensuring good levels of multi vendor interoperability. What's Eutoenergy's approach to multi vendor interoperability?
Yeah. From the grid operators' point of view, this is also something that they are trying to resolve with this new generation solutions, especially with around software-defined virtualized substation domain, because traditional systems were highly locked to the vendors, hardware vendors, and their practices, their operations in the field. So that was also a limitation for grid operators. But with this approach, for example, our solution is fully working through industry standard communication protocols, mainly IEC 61850 and others. So that makes our solution and other solutions are highly interoperable with each other, both in the critical infrastructure, in the process bus, in microseconds level domain, protection domain, and also the control center station bus domain. So that makes these virtualized applications are like ours, are kind of another virtual machine or a container or an application together with others virtualized applications working together at the edge and communicating continuously. So that makes, from that point of view, also the operations simplified and in the reasonable process from the grid operator's point of view.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Ali, thank you so much for joining us and for your insights today. And we do look forward to seeing you and your team at SGT26 in Paris next year, where you'll be displaying and you'll be on hand to help utilities to answer some questions from the utilities directly.
Thank you also. Thank you very much for having me today. And we are also looking forward to meeting in Paris next year. Thanks.
Thank you. Join us again next time as we unpack another big topic shaping the future of the power grid. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Smart Grid Forums, and to follow us on LinkedIn. Until then, thanks for watching and listening.
This is Powering the Future, a podcast series brought to you by Smart Grid Forums. One planet, one power grid.